Good morning, soul family. Song just finished playing. If it's meant to be, it'll be. Never had much faith in love or miracles. Never wanted to put my heart on the line. Swimming in your water is something spiritual. I like that. So the deal with this guy is, this person takes him to paradise. He never trusted in love, never trusted in miracles. This could be spiritual, this could be a relationship. But at this point, you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven. And that's his own fault. Right? He had the opportunity, but he blew it off. Interesting that these songs come up because I was going to talk to you about my dreams. And how it's really important when we pay attention to our dreams. I keep a dream journal, I have for many years. And your daily life mirrors constantly your life, your previous life, until you are taught lessons. Until you get the lessons, you'll get the same story again and again in your life. So, and as by way of explanation, like I have prophetic dreams. I went through a situation 6 years ago. I don't know how long ago it was. It wasn't a fun time. And before it happened, before I went through it, I watched it all in my dreams. And then it did, and what was unfolding that I was watching, now that I look back, it was literally watching in real time. So I was seeing what was occurring at the time it was happening. Other things I see ahead of time. So it's confusing for me. So last night, and my cat, remember I told you that this little cat that we rescued that was in a drug home, he was abused, he ran away, the people were very aggressive, they wanted to fight, but they really didn't care about the cat, they just wanted to fight. And we rescued him, he was fixed so that he wouldn't wander, right? But then he had complications, surgery, had issues, he had post-traumatic stress, all kinds of stuff. And I tried to make him, blend him in with my family, and it wouldn't work, and because of my cats. And so my landlord ended up, and I said to Spirit, I want him to take him because I know he'll love him and I know he'll be safe there. And that's what ended up happening. So when it ended up happening, and I realized, wow, he's not in my life as my cat. It reminded me of, I've seen all of this. I've watched it all. I watched it over the last few years. There's a man who is connected to a woman who is a drug addict. She's an unfit parent. And he knows the woman from the past, and he knows her husband, and they have this little child. And for a while, he helps with this child. He gets very, very attached to the child, just like I did with Prince. And yet it wasn't his child. He couldn't keep that child because that child had other parents. And Spirit kept saying to us, you're holding on to two soulmates, two kittens. One, you're worried about that they're not going to find love, that they're not going to be okay. And the other one is actually your soulmate, the one that you should be with, okay? So I'm looking at my two cats. There's Liger and there's Prince. I love him. I didn't want to leave him. I wanted to take care of him. But my cat was the one that I was supposed to be with. He was mine. And the other one, I was just trying to help. But I got very attached to him. So in my dream, I watched, and it had been arranged finally. It was tearing this person apart. And finally, it was arranged that child was going to go live with his grandparents. And I remembered the person who I was channeling at the time saying, wow, so that means I get to see you whenever I want? And the little boy said, yes. And then it was like, that's awesome. That's so wonderful, because now he knows the child is safe, and he can see the child, and the child... even though they have this attachment, he recognized he had to go on with his life, and he couldn't keep this child himself. It's exactly what just played out with my cat. So our lives are mirrored. So another mirrored event, like I said, it started 6 or 7 years ago when anyway, I won't tell you the story, but I watched the entire thing happen. I will tell you the story. Okay, so there's a guy that's writing to two girls at the same time. Neither one of us know about it. One lives in Los Angeles, one lives in San Diego. This person wants to come from a different state, come out to try and find work. So it's the best situation for him to go to Los Angeles. There's more opportunity there. So he goes there. He stays there. He has a sexual relationship with this person briefly. They didn't get along. She didn't like him. It's interesting because I heard his side of it, but later I heard her side of it. I heard she was crazy. He said he's crazy. He's a liar. He's a thief. He's this, he's that, whatever. So I'm writing to this person this whole time as I'm watching this happening in my dreams because I was being encouraged to. I was supposed to keep this connection up for some reason. And he didn't respond, so I stopped. And his friend started to write to me. And this is my lesson. Somebody doesn't respond to you, stop putting yourself out there. If they're not treating you with equal respect and don't recognize your value, or if they're just not interested, have some self-respect, Sherry, right? Okay. So I did what I was supposed to do at the time, and I have since learned that. That was one of my main lessons. And anyway, what ends up happening is all of a sudden he writes to me, I'm so sorry about my lack of correspondence, blah, 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 and all of these, big, long email, and I'm going out there, come out to visit, and so I'm going to head out there. But in the meantime, before all of this happened, she was getting the same kind of stuff from him. He wanted attention. He just wanted attention. So he convinces her that he wants another try after she threw him out. She literally threw him out. She caught him cheating. She caught him using her phone to text other people, all kinds of stuff. So she says, she had very low self-esteem at the time. And she said, he convinced me to come out and give it another shot. So I went out there. And when I got out there, I realized the guy was nuts. And so she goes, I left. Well, from his perspective later, I ended up moving out there to Wisconsin. And, hummingbird. Coming right up to the star. I love that. I love pretty. Hummingbird says, you will accomplish what might seem impossible to yourself and others. Lighten up your energy. Okay. Keep it happy. Keep it light. I will, but I'm going to give this out because I was already shown I'm going to speak this. So here it is. It'll help other people. So I'm out there, right? And I have got this totally different perspective. I'm thinking, she's crazy. She was mean. She did all these things and blah, blah, blah. Because that's what I was told when I got there. And of course I'm wearing rose-colored glasses, right? I want to see what I want to see. I'm blind to the truth of who this person actually is. This person didn't treat me with respect either, but I got very close to the family. And they remained my friends, and this continued for a long time. I left there. I moved away. Spirit literally took me away from there. It was a dysfunctional situation. But he told me when she came out, I don't know, it was uncomfortable. I just wasn't feeling it. And we ended up breaking up. He says she ends up going home 3 days earlier than she was supposed to go. He says, and he goes, I found out later she went to Chicago to meet up with some guy that she had been seeing. So here she's all annoyed with me, but she was cheating on me the whole time. Okay. What's interesting is this person wrote to me during all of this afterwards and said, I thought you should know this, and sent me an email of correspondence between the two of us. And it was him talking to her about me, saying, I don't know who she is. She's just a fan because he's a musician, blah, 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 blah. But when I looked at the date on the email, the things that were being discussed about had not yet occurred. They didn't occur for 2 more months. So that was a rewritten email. So I'm kind of have both of them not telling the true story, right? So I'm just kind of back off. This person chooses to come towards me to be my friend, wants to be my friend. And at first I pushed it away, and I was very loyal to the guy because he was a friend, even though I thought he was a friend. He never was. He wasn't my friend. I was his. And I said no, and I told him what she said, and he was always very complimentary about her. He never said anything negative about her to me, but she did about him. So I believed him, right? Because he was always so charming. And anyway, quite a while went by, and I thought, you know what? She seems like a really cool person. And in actuality, think about this. The people that you are drawn to are going to be drawn to people like you because we all like the same kind of thing. All the people that he's ever gone out with afterwards, I like them. I like them. I don't have a problem with them. I think they're cool. I would go out with them too. So we ended up years later meeting up, and I had a blast with her. I thought she was awesome. She was awesome. I don't know who told what lie because people were lying, and I know it wasn't me. But I watched the exact same thing take place in my dreams last night, and it's mirrored again. So I wrote to her this morning and I said, hey, because, we've kept this kind of friendship going back and forth. Her and I, we've only seen each other once, but we talk, And I said, can you tell me again, this is what I was told. You went out there, this happened, you ended up leaving, you went to Chicago to meet another guy. Was it your friend from the past? And she goes, I didn't go to meet anyone. He's a habitual liar. You know this. And I'm like, okay. He said, she says, and I said, so why did you go see him if you had already kicked him out? She says, because I had low self-esteem and he talked me into, I felt bad and I thought, okay, we'll give this guy another try. And I go there and he's a nut. So that's what I watched with my life again happening. There was somebody who was speaking to me that had broken up with someone else, thought she was crazy. And we got together. And after we got together, this person came back and convinced this person to go back to her, where he has found out that she's crazy. And he shouldn't have done that in the first place. And now that person wants to come back to me. And so this is remember the opportunities that were coming forward to you? One was going to be a good opportunity. One was going to be not a good opportunity. And we kept getting the song, I wish somebody would have told me, babe, someday these would be the good old days. Sorry that you missed out. Now that person didn't move forward at all. That person didn't reach out to the one that they wanted. That person was, busy working and not paying attention. The other story is all the other ones about, you make me feel like I've been locked out of paradise or locked out of heaven because when I had you, I threw you away for somebody else, and then I recognized, wow, you're fucking badass, and I want that. Well, guess what? Piss off. That's my answer. So, just put that out there because I don't want to deal with it. Don't come back to me. I'm not interested. Thank you. Okay, so next song, and we're going to be working with Archangel Power. I recognize everything happens for a reason, but I also recognize my own self-worth, right? And this is the one who never came forward. This is the one who always cared. That's the one who never thought they were good enough, and they were all along. So when we think that we're losing something, when it doesn't work out for us in a relationship, we're being steered towards something better. Remember yesterday? Why did they not recognize my burning heart? Because you're not the star you thought you were. You're the fucking universe, and not everybody is an astronaut. Remember that? So remember, thank God for unanswered prayers, and when a door closes, recognize it's in your highest good. Because what comes afterwards is what you deserve. But it only comes that way when you recognize your own self-worth. You treat yourself with respect and others with respect, and then you get that brought back to you. We have lessons to learn, right? I had to learn. Somebody doesn't respond to me, somebody doesn't give me back the love that I send out, it's either not for my highest good or it's just not meant for me, which is not for my highest good. So don't go chasing after it. It's pathetic, not to mention but that's when you're in a place of lack of self-worth, right? It took me many years to gain my own perspective and recognize I am worthy of the best. I'm worthy of what I give out, and I won't take crumbs. I won't take second chances. Thank you. No, sorry. You threw me away, and then you see and you decide, ooh, I want that. That's too bad. You should have recognized it at the time. All right, here we go. First message. The world. Okay, there's a lot of messages in the world. There are a lot of messages in the world. Let's put the Galactic Federation in front because we're going worldwide. Okay, so the world is coming full circle, right? All the way around the clock. You've made it. This is also a message about distance, right? Somebody at a distance. You may be traveling across the water to another country, another state, another province, but I would say further. There may be somebody coming from a distance. And I don't remember I said we're not doing them in reverse. Whatever spirit wants to give us, they can give it to us in the upright. So whatever it is, it's conclusion, coming full circle conclusion. It's why we kept seeing the number 3. And it's a happy ending. Now, just because you don't end up with that person or end up with that job doesn't mean it's not a happy ending. It is a happy ending because that person would have been a nightmare. That job would have been a disaster, right? It's happy because you've recognized, wow, I've come full circle. Or like me, I've been over this person for a very long time, years. But Spirit wanted me to see everything from every perspective and recognize, no, you know what? You weren't crazy. You saw what was happening. You just didn't understand it. And the reason why was because someone was lying. Someone was manipulating you. And you believed them because you're a trusting individual. You also had to learn about boundaries, your own boundaries and others' boundaries. And now you've recognized all of that and you see it in retrospect and you think, thank you. Thank you. I could never live with a dirty person. I could never live with someone who doesn't change their clothes but once every 2 weeks. I could never live with someone who doesn't wash their hair every other day, at least. Right? I can't live with filth. I've recognized that. I couldn't live with a bum who sits on the couch and wants a woman to pay for him. No. Thank you for unanswered prayers. This is a sense of accomplishment. Whatever it is that you've worked on, a project, you've worked so hard on this project and it's come to completion and you're looking at the fruits of your labor and you're so proud of yourself. I'm so glad I didn't give in. I'm so glad I stuck with it and I did a good job. Or maybe spiritually, wow. I look back at myself 4 years ago and I think, who are you? You're really happy, right? You've had spiritual growth. You have full insight. You have recognized. So right now, think about it. Take a look around and say, thank you for where I am and for what I've learned and for who I've become. Thank you for not giving me what I asked for when you knew it wasn't in my highest good. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for proving a barrier between me and what was not in my highest good. And I'm asking you if there are any other cords, strings, attachments, barbs, that anyone else has got attached to me that I am not aware of, please cut them away. And I'm going to ask the Father to fill them with pure white light, healing energy. All the wounds, no more. Thank you for bringing me to a higher level of spiritual development. Thank you for enlightening me. I understand. Thank you, soul family and friends, for being there when real family was never. And the one that was back there, the reason I was connected, and I talked to his uncle about this, because he's one of my dearest friends. And he said he was just a catalyst to get you here for us. And that's a fact. And that's what we don't know. Remember I said yesterday, sometimes we don't know who is connected to who is connected to who is connected to who to get us to this. For either a lesson. This was a karmic lesson because we've had karmic past lives together, that person and I. Several. I've seen them. He looks like this guy. Totally. And you think you're meant to go there because of that person. No, that person was just a catalyst to get you there to wrap up some past karma, but also to bring you the blessing of who else you were supposed to interact with. And I became super close to his family, who is my soul family and will always be. I don't have any malice towards this person. I just give you back your energy and I take all mine back. Thank you. You could keep going and I keep going. But I love your family and I'm glad that they're part of me. And so thank you. Thank you for being that. Thank you for playing that role in my life. There was good times, I won't erase all the good times there were. But thank you so much for introducing me to your family that I love. And thank you, angels, for helping me and directing me. And thank you for getting me out of there and moving me to Sedona where you knew I needed to move forward to be stronger on my spiritual path. So sometimes when your job ends, sometimes you're forced to do something else that you wouldn't have done. And now that you've done that, you realize, wow, this is something I really love. Now, for me, I was already on my spiritual path, but I stalled. I got caught up in the music scene and I loved it and it was fun. And I started working for this one, trying to manifest for this one, not moving forward on my spiritual path. So Spirit came along, literally. That was the second time Archangel Michael appeared to me. He appeared in my room. He really did. Scared the shit out of me. And I was wavering. I was supposed to move. But that person that looked like him was coming back from out of town and I didn't want to leave then. And Archangel Michael showed up in my room and he came forward as I was lying in bed. His head moved, he moved forward and I was so scared and he retreated quickly. And then I got myself under control because I had been asking to see my angels and my guides. And I thought, he's not here to hurt you, just relax. So I calmed my heart down and when I did, he came back. And he spoke to me. He only said one thing and he didn't move his lips. I just heard him in my head. He said, "You are moving to Sedona." And I said, okay. I wasn't going to argue with him. And then I heard two females, but I didn't see them. They were my female guides. And they were talking to each other. And one of them said, when she leaves her cat. And I got really upset because that was Liger. And I had to leave him in California when I went to Wisconsin and it almost killed him. And I promised him I wouldn't leave him again. So I said, no, I won't. And I opened up my eyes because I promised him I wouldn't leave him. And I went into the bathroom and I was brushing my teeth and I was looking into the mirror and I was still communicating with my higher self and my guides. I was talking to them and I was crying and I was angry and I said, I will not leave him. You will not make me leave him again. I promised him I wouldn't leave him. But I did. I said, I'm not going to leave this as long, but if I'm meant to do this, I will go to Sedona and it will unroll in a week. I'll give it a week's time. And I went there and it did. But it took me 3 weeks before I could, or more than that, 3 months before I could get Liger. Yeah, and it was bad and it was awful. But I did go back and get him. And so my guides were right. So sometimes we hear things we don't want to hear. I heard 4 years ago, your fiance goes away for a very long time. And I heard 4 years. Well, this end of this May, it'll be 4 years. And I didn't want to believe that it was 4 years. He wasn't my fiance at the time, but I guess that's what Spirit called him because the connection was so strong. I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want to believe that, but it has played out. So sometimes we don't want to hear what we get in our dreams. We don't want to hear what Spirit tells us, but in the end, it is in our highest good. I did need to leave. I needed to establish myself, and I did go back and get Liger and bring him back to me. But that's why when this Prince cat came in, my landlord said, if you wanted, Liger's very happy with me. If you were to choose Prince or Liger, who would you choose? And I said, I would have to choose Liger. So it's like that one in my dream who had that young one that he was concerned with, that he didn't want to leave, but there was someone else that he was supposed to go to. He was torn. He didn't want to, but then that person went to his grandmother, and so he was free to move on and go where he was supposed to go. It's like me. Prince went to my landlord, and I know he's taken care of and he's loved, and I'll be able to see him, but Liger will stay with me. So I'm giving you all these stories because, sometimes I think to myself, I talk way too much about my own life, but so many people write to me afterwards, and they're able to relate to it in that way. That's why I do it. So for you, could be a job, could be a relationship, whatever it is. It could be, like with me, a karmic cycle that has come to an end. As I said, it could also mean international travel. You could be traveling around the world. Someone could be coming towards you from a great distance, or there could just be distance between you and someone. The fact that it's the karma being rebalanced, it's like being in the right place at the right time, which is destiny, which is us taking our intention along with our soul's intention and spirit and merging them together. That creates a destiny. Fate says you're going to meet this guy. Destiny says, what are you going to do with it? Well, I decided to go out there and stay and fall in love with the family and meet all these wonderful people and my very best friend that lives out there. That's what I did with destiny. So being in the right time at the right place in the right time, that's in divine timing, lining things up. Things are meant to happen when everything unfolds for you the way it's meant. It could be that you're going to be getting some kind of recognition or reward or an award at this time. So, as I said, I thank my angels, I thank my soul family and friends for being there, and you as well, because none of us do anything by ourselves, right? We're all part of a team. Hold on, I'm going to take a sip of my smoothie. It's so good. It's chocolate, and I put a tablespoon of coconut, like solidified coconut oil. Oh God, it's virgin coconut oil. And what else do I put in there? Greens, like healthy greens, like real heavy. I've got a real concentrate. Cinnamon and a little bit of French vanilla flavoring. Oh my God, it's so damn good. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Move to Miami? Hell no. Too humid for me, dude. Yeah, it's going to get hot in Southern Cali today. Bummer. Things are going to get hot. Okay, so things are going to get hot. Think about that. Move to Florida. No, it's too humid for me. That's a lot of emotion. It's going to get hot. It's going to get hot and humid. So there's going to be maybe passion. There's going to be emotion, heavy emotion exchanged. As I said, somebody may be coming to you from a distance. Maybe there's distance between you. It's going to get hot and steamy. It's going to get hot and steamy. How about that? I like that. Ooh. All right, next message. Change your life. That's right. That's right. That's what I watched in my dream. And look at the colors. Bam. Look at the colors. The Galactic Federation hanging out with you. So here you are. That looks like Las Vegas, and no, I will never live there. Sorry, never. The lights, the City of Lights. Could be Paris too, but it looks more like Vegas to me. New York. All the places I will never live. So Archangel Chamuel comes forward and says that you're, here you are. You're looking at things from a higher perspective. You are the osprey. You are the hawk. You're seeing things from up above. You're sitting way up there and you're looking down and you're able to see this. And what happens is all the lights just went on. Everything just lined up and you had a huge epiphany. It's like bing. And all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I don't want that. Thanks. I just watched everything unroll and yeah, no. So that's going to give me freedom. I'm also, all the lights just went on and I figured out how to work this project. I figured out how to make this a go. And all of a sudden I realized, man, I'm free. I'm out of here. Like with me and Prince. I love that cat. I do. He's a sweetheart. But he's now safe with my landlord. And if I want to go, I can go. I was offered a place in Sedona that I could go with 2 cats. I know I want Sedona. That offers me freedom. Right now, you've recognized an opportunity. You realize you're not stuck. You're out of that gilded cage, and you're gonna stop the procrastinating. Whatever you were doing, that person who was so concerned with that child, right? Like me, so concerned with this child, I couldn't go anywhere. Remember, I got from Spirit things are delayed, but you'll see there's a reason why. There's a blessing, hidden blessing. Well, there was, because my delay being here was to make sure that my landlord fell in love with that cat, and now he has a home. It would be very difficult. He even said to me last night, I was crying. I said, I love him. I miss him. I want him to snuggle with me. And he says, but you travel a lot. You're very, very busy. And I'm here and I can give him more attention. And that's the truth. It's the truth. My cats are used to me traveling, So embrace the opportunities that the change brings. So what's going to come? Remember, Spirit said there's an opportunity. Even the Osprey said there's an opportunity coming. And we want you to dive in. Go for it. Take a leap of faith. Change your life. Embrace it. Leave behind whatever doesn't work. You just saw the lights. They all came on and you realized, wow, the way I was looking at things before is out, right? So Spirit is telling you, if you have not gotten to this place where you realize that you now need to move forward, Spirit's now telling you, no more procrastinating. You need to make the changes in your heart that you know you're meant to make. Like the man that I watched with that child. It's time for him to move forward. He knew where he was supposed to go. He was just struggling because he wanted to make sure that that little one was taken care of. Just like me. But now there's nothing holding us back. So change is inevitable. We have to go with it. We have to roll with it. Remember the wheel that came yesterday? We have to roll with it. We can't stop that wheel. Have you ever seen a water wheel? Try stopping a water wheel that's got water pouring, a heavy emotion. It's going to get hot and steamy today under that water wheel. You try and stop that, you're crushed. That's going under the waterfall. So Spirit wants you to embrace this and not be sad, but be excited. Like that. Woo! People get excited when they go to New York. People get excited when they go to Vegas. People get excited when they go to Paris. I get excited when I go to nature. But you know what I mean. Get excited. You don't have to go through this by yourself. Spirit's with you. You don't have to stand up there on that little, like me in this ivory tower by myself, do nothing. I talked about that girl this morning, my friend that was connected to that other guy. And I said, I'm done being an ivory tower person. She said, me too. We've had a hard time. She does the same thing as me. I reach out and I'm disappointed when I connect with people. They're not like me. But I liked her. We got along, It's time to get out of our shell. It's time to get down off of that tower and mingle. It's time to get out there and have a life. Because we have changed and we have grown. So leap forward to what is in your highest good. Where is your soul calling you? Embrace the direction that feels exciting to you, that feels liberating, that screams of freedom and happiness and love. Go there. Archangel Chamuel can help you. This is definitely a reawakening. It's funny. People have said to me, oh, I had my awakening. No, you didn't. We are awakening our entire lives until we go back to Spirit. I've just had another reawakening, right? It's like again and again, you've had another awakening. Yep. Every layer that gets peeled, there's a new awakening that brings a sense of freedom, a revelation that allows me to start again. Unexpected transformation. This is definitely a very major life experience. The number 16. Sorry, I'm clearing, which is what we should be doing, clearing out the old to make room for the new. Your words are magnetic affirmations that draw to you the very things you talk and think about. So you want to keep them positive, right? Be aware of your words and thoughts. Don't be sending out self-limiting thoughts. I can do anything I set my mind to. I've got the world at my feet. I'm connected to the stars. I have been so divinely guided and protected. I can look back at my life and see where I was and what happened and how I came through it and how I was protected. So why would I be afraid to trust spirit and move forward now? I wouldn't. I'm not. I don't mistrust spirit ever. Okay. Next message. How can I be friends with somebody who rewrote a letter falsely? I forgive easily. You know, I never got an apology from that person for that. I did say something once, but it was never addressed. But, you know, I'm not close. You know how some people are kind of like acquaintances? That's what it is. But life's too short to waste being angry. And sometimes people, you know, do things out of desperation that they regret later. Early bird tickets. Early bird tickets. So we're getting a preview. Early bird gets the worm. Right? If you're not up early and get there quick, someone else is going to grab that worm. Ooh! Yesterday I posted a video of Prince playing with a worm. And on the end of a little stick, and the worm fell off. And once the worm fell, and once he caught the worm, it was no fun. That's what that person is. The early bird gets the worm, and that person, as soon as he got it, he wasn't interested in it. That prince. Interesting. The dark prince. That's what I call that one in back there. Dark prince. Isn't that funny? Yeah, listen to this song. She loves when everybody's watching. She loves the way her body moves. She's on the move. She loves attention. She loves the way her body moves. She loves the way everybody calls after her. She loves everybody but you. She's on the move. Remember I watched that person walk up to this movie star person and they didn't save the person a seat? But everyone was looking at that family. Oh, they're so awesome. Yeah, yeah. Right? Right? And you say, how could she not love me? And we say, how could she not recognize the burning love in my heart? Because you're not the movie star you thought you were. You're the universe, and not everyone's a fucking astronaut. So you're now starting to see, wow, she loves everybody. She loves herself. Remember the other song? If you love yourself so much, then why don't you go love yourself? Because you don't. Right? So here this one, she loves everybody. She loves everybody. She gives a little bit to everyone. But when that worm, she catches that worm, she's done. It's like the fisherman. I'm here fishing for you. That catfish that's fishing. Fish, fish, fishing. But once I get you, yeah, the game's over. It's no fun. I just throw you back. Be aware. Be aware who comes back asking after you. Correct neutrality on all levels. Oh, okay. So we got this one and this one. Okay, this is intriguing. Yes, it is. Beware who comes calling after you, right? The Ace of Raphael and the 10 of Raphael. Well, it should go... Well, the Ace... I always think of the Red Baron when I see the Ace, you know? You always want the Ace. 10 is the door, is the end. It's the end. You get to this place and now something starts over. Well, we already got the world. That's also the end. 10 is the gateway. The Spirit says to walk through. Archangel Raphael is the healing angel. Here you see Archangel Raphael standing on this rock with the emotional waters churned up. Now, they're not big time churned up, just kind of fluffy, right? It's going to get hot and steamy. You see the dolphins jumping in the water. There are clouds in the sky, but the dolphins are jumping. It's calm. So if this were summertime, like now at the beach, it is humid. It's humid. It's going to get even more humid, just like today. It's going to get humid. So... the dolphins jumping represent play. The dolphins are always about the importance of playing because you need to play to manifest. The dolphins also are the sea puppies. They're the dogs of the ocean, right? They help surfers. They will play with surfers. They will come to their aid. So the dogs of the ocean, loyal, friends. This is a team, right? So this is a positive emotional experience. This is the beginning of something new. Ace, the beginning. It could be a person or it could be a situation. As I said, it could be a project. It could be an opportunity that you're given. It could be a relationship. Whatever it is. If it is a relationship, it's a positive one. It could be the renewal of a relationship. As I said, there's somebody coming back that, and there's two offers. One that you want and the one that you don't want. One is toxic. One is in your highest good. You got to figure out which it is. So you could find yourself falling in love with someone. You could find yourself in this new amazing job, this new prospect. It could be a friend. You know, I've said I want a friend. I want a soulmate. I want a buddy. I want somebody to hang out with, a friend, a partner. It could be that. It could be that you are connecting spiritually, understanding things, going deeper. On a deeper level, new things are coming to light for you. I've been remote viewing again. I've been, you know, my prophetic dreams go on and on. I mean, it's amazing how they connect. It could be a new a gift that's unfolded for you. Astral traveling. Who knows what it is that you what comes for you. It's also about trusting in what you're getting. This is a positive. This is a healing, love, heart chakra colors, and the color blue, truth, and the color white, purity, innocence, playfulness. So this is all a positive. There's nothing negative in this card at all whatsoever. It's all very, very positive. It's about, yes, the things that you're getting correctly. You can trust them. They're going to lead you in the direction that you're meant to go. This is sudden spiritual understanding or revelation, like we just got in the epiphany with the sitting, you know, changing your life, a new transmutation of something. You know, the world, all these cards, they're all moving in succession. It could be a gift that you're receiving from somebody. I got that yesterday. I got that in my dream too. Somebody, okay, let me go back. In my dream, this guy comes up. I like this guy. He goes up and he gives this girl a gift, but he's awkward about it. And then he runs off. I find out later that he had been seeing all these other people. Oh, this is interesting. But he had just given my friend this gift. I don't know who I am in this dream at this point. And everybody tells everybody the story. And I was thinking, wow, that's a bummer. I really liked him, you know. And here I thought, you know, he was being honest and genuine. So be careful. That is the one thing that I want you to watch for. Be careful. Sometimes people will come back from the past after having done something really shitty to you. And the way they get back is by giving you a present. Sometimes people they're not capable of apologizing and making amends. They buy you something. That they buy their way back into your heart. So be careful of a gift. There could be a gift that's coming with no strings. We want to believe that that's both. But sorry, I dropped my phone when I close my eyes and I'm channeling. There are two things. What you want to do is follow your heart, because home is where your heart is. Where is home? Spirit said there is going to be some coming forward. Remember, we were supposed to keep an open mind and open heart because things weren't as they appeared. When you get the information, when they come forward, give yourself some time to assimilate and ask and step back from it. And you're in no rush, and ask Spirit to show you. You know, you don't want to be making any more mistakes. You don't want to close your heart down, but you don't want to be making any more mistakes. You want to see if this is the real deal, if this is the one that's in my highest good. Okay, then you go to 10 of Raphael. As I said, 10 is the gateway, and 10, when 10 shows up, that Spirit is encouraging us to walk through. So this is the one you want to walk through, because this is what you're going to get. Harmony, my favorite word, right? I love that. Harmony, love, and blessings fill your life. You can see this could be a blended family. This could be two situations going on here. It could be three. These two are just on a date. Remember, this is the bachelor that was never going to get married, and he's realized that, I love this one. I'm connected with this one, and these are her two kids. Could be that. Could be that these are his kids, and they're connecting. Could be that these could be cousins or nephews or nieces. This could be Prince and that little boy that I was so concerned with, but I know that they're happy, so I'm able to move on and have a relationship of my own. Whatever it is, this is a rainbow, and the rainbow was a promise of good things to come after a storm. This is solidly rooted, this family tree. You've got a blended family. This could be spiritual family, representing spiritual family. It could just show you that this could be your mom and no, they're too young for us. Let's see. It's just family. It's happy family. Things are working out with your family members. You just feel really good. It's in a peaceful place. Also, you're at a place where you're successful enough or relaxed enough that you are taking a break and you're having a picnic. You're recognizing the importance of spending time to work with each other. No one's forced to be here. He's brought her roses. He's showering attention on her. Strawberries kept coming up. I said that, and there's strawberries there. Strawberries keep coming up lately. Okay, I've said this. People have been sending me strawberries. Strawberries. Strawberry, spiritual meaning. You know it's going to have something to do with love and passion because of the color. Strawberry, spiritual meaning. It symbolizes purity, decency, righteousness, and nobility. Okay, like that. You want to bring me strawberries? This is the kind of character you're going to have. That's a romantic partner that's going to be there. Somebody who's noble, somebody who is decent, who's clear, clean, pure. I love that. I kept getting those. People sending me strawberries. Yes, relationships are hard work, but they're important. And this person realizes it's important to take some time out of our work, our busy day, to spend together. It's a bonding time. These aren't kids. They're busy, they're successful, but they're on a date. You want to have this is maybe telling you, you need to do this to get a little bit of romance back into your life. Spend some time with each other. You guys are growing distant. When's the last time you went with your family and spent time in the park? When was the last time you took your husband or wife out on a picnic? Hey, honey, she calls him. He's working. Yeah? Can you meet me for lunch? Can you give me like 45 minutes? Sure. Where do you want me to meet you? At the park. Down on, Sierra Park. Can you meet me there? Okay. He shows up and she's got a picnic. How beautiful is that? He's got to run back to work, but wow. And then they can't really do anything. They're at a public park, but they're probably kissing. They're probably I'm feeling it right now in my entire body. My body, I'm connecting right now. Because this is the energy. I'm feeling this energy. My solar plexus, my heart, and my sacral are spinning. All of them. All of a sudden, it just hit me. Boom, just like that. Because that's what they're feeling. They can't wait till tonight when he gets off work. You know what? Can you get a babysitter for the kids? Or can you ask the kids to go to a movie or something? Because I want to spend some time with you. Or guess what? Tell the kids they can have a sleepover, or they can do whatever because we're going to a hotel. I want to take you out. That starts at the park. So think about the things that you can do to make your romantic life have a little bit more zing. Send your husband or your girlfriend or your wife or your boyfriend a text message that's a sext message. Here, I'll drop off your lunch. I know it's too hot for this, but I swear I'm going to do this one day. I'll drop off your lunch, and you show up in your raincoat, but underneath you whisper in his ear, I got nothing on under here. Gotta go. See you after work. Talk about a de-stressor, right? When you hug somebody, it relieves stress. It heals. It relieves so many toxins. When you kiss somebody, same thing. And when you have sex, it's the best relaxer of anything. It's been years for me, and I'm ready. So I say to Archangel Raphael, bring my love of my life home so that I can do this. I want this. Whatever it is, if you're waiting for a beautiful home, if you're searching for this, Spirit says you're on the right path. You're going in the right direction. What you have been asking for is within reach. And you have to realize that even though you're going to have to put a lot of work into it, and maybe somebody that's coming back from the past, maybe there's going to be some awkwardness. Remember, I said that person gave me a gift and I felt awkward. It was awkward. Is it something that you're going to have to work through to get to this? Maybe it's not going to be like this right away. Maybe it'll feel like this and then it'll be like, wow, okay, we got some work to do. But it's worth it. I'm getting prickles in my face with that. So that's it for these cards. I'm going to turn on the radio and see if there's another message. Wow, there's a lot of love, isn't there? Oh. I know this song. closing the goddamn door. Okay. So this is somebody who was about to marry somebody. Now I looked up the lyrics yesterday, so I'm glad this came out. Somebody was walking, pacing back and forth in the pews, waiting for his bride to show up on their wedding day, and he hears the bridesmaid say, "Oh, yeah, she's beautiful. Too bad the groom's bride is a whore." And you think, and he's like, "Well," and then he says, "Thanks. Well, I guess our marriage is saved." You know, has anybody not ever heard of closing the goddamn door? Like you're all talking about the bride. Now, I looked up the lyrics. So I didn't watch the video, but I read about it, and then I'm going to go watch the video later so that you can do it, so you can see yourself. Whenever I heard this song, I thought, wow, this guy was about to marry this other girl, and then he found out she'd been sleeping with other people, and so he called off the wedding. But then you read what the story is by the writers, and there was apparently he's going to marry this girl, and she's had a past, or say you're going to marry this guy, and he's had a past, and everybody's gossiping about them. And they say something to you, and it causes you, they're gossiping about them. And the person's saying, look, I already know that this person has a past, but they're not who they were in the past. And we're moving forward. Shut your goddamn door, which is your mouth. Shut your mouth. Shut the gossip up. Now, somebody also could have listened to the gossip that somebody else said that wasn't true, and instead of moving forward with this person, they left. Because they thought that person had been, that's what happened in my life. I was shown that the person that cared about me was told I had been with someone else, and I hadn't. But he believed them, and so he took off. That may be the person that has to come back, right? But in the video, they say that what the truth and the reality was it's your own fear. The person that they talked about that had been with the bride, when you see at the end of the movie, the man that was being talked about that his wife had been unfaithful with, you walk outside and it's the same person. The person that he had been with, that she had been with, was him. So either other people thought she was with someone else and it was him that she was with, and gossiped and confused the whole situation, and he believed it and it caused a distance, or his own mind, he was with her, he started to worry about the fact that she had a past and thought she was going to go back to be with someone else. But then he walks outside of the door, and who's waiting outside there with her, that he sees with her, is himself. She had been with nobody but him. Now, in his own mind, he thought she had been with someone else, but it wasn't the truth. His own fears and insecurities had talked him into believing that she'd been with someone else. Lots of messages, hey? So see how communication is so important, and not to assume things, that you know something. And if you have an issue with someone, or if you want clarity, contact them like I did this morning with that person. I need clarity on this. Can you show me what's going on here? I already know what my higher self is saying, but I need some clarity. And then but you go right to the source. You don't go to other people. You don't listen to other people, and you don't assume in your own head. Oh, this just flew out. This is amazing that this just flew out. This is amazing. This is karma. And you see this one swimming up to this other one. His head's underwater. She's a mermaid. She's above him, but he's down here. But you're both swimming in your emotional waters. And karma is what goes out, what goes around comes around, right? Full circle completion. You're being presented with an opportunity at this time. A person from your past is going to reemerge, just like we were shown. Remember the offer. This is going to give you a chance to handle the situation differently than you have in the past. Whatever it is for you, whatever you did, you're going to stand firmly in your power, yes, but you're also going to keep an open heart. You're going to come from a place of love. And you're going to detach and remove any lingering karma from this relationship. Is this the person that you're going to say thanks but no thanks? Or are you going to hear the story? You've got to hear the story out. Whatever it is, you need to hear them out. That's what Spirit says. Keep an open heart and mind. Listen to the situation. Step back and then find out what it is your heart's saying. You're going to handle things differently than you did. Maybe this guy is the one who got involved in his mind, got all worked up in his mind thinking that his girl had been with someone else, but in all reality, she never had. So now we have to confront the situation, and we have to have truth, and we have to have honesty, and we have to have a discussion about, look, if you have something that you want to talk about, you need to come to me. Also, you need to work on your self-esteem. You need to work on your own sense of self-worth and recognize, and also your sense of trust, because if you don't trust me, you don't trust yourself, you're not ready for a relationship. You could also be that one that's coming back, but I know your story, right? You only want me because someone else wants me. No thanks. I've already watched your story. I've watched how you went to everyone, and you give a little bit of everyone, of yourself to everyone, but because you just want attention from everyone. You don't want me. But this guy could have been thinking that. This person's very visible. This person's out there all around talking to people, but she doesn't want me. Communicate. Whatever it is, you're getting a chance to figure this out, and it's karmic. It's a karmic cycle coming to a conclusion. And no matter what ends up happening, remember, it is in your highest good. It is for the best. Even if it doesn't feel that way at the moment, it will be for your highest good. But there's a lot of love coming in, so whatever it is that you say no to, there is still love there. There's going to be one that you say yes to. Woo. Thank you. I'm ready. What day is this, you guys? Saturday? Have a beautiful day. We'll speak again tomorrow when we do our weekly reading. And nope, not quite sure where I'll be. Maybe I'll be in Idlewild. It's too hot down here right now for me. I could go to the beach, but that's a distance. We'll see. All right. I'll let Spirit decide that. I love you guys.